A pleasant day. My topic of discussion is about writing effective learning outcome. Students who are well informed about what behaviors are expected of them in a course, a subject, or learning activity have a definite guide during the learning activity and are therefore perceived to attain success. Correlatively, teachers who know very well what they wish their students to demonstrate or perform will be in the best position to align their instructional activities to the desired learning outcome. How do you use learning outcomes? To understand fully, let us start by definition of terms and underlying concepts. An outcome is the desired result of the learning experience. The outcome can be called goal or achievement target. Objectives. Objectives are the intended results of instruction. They specify what is expected and describe what should be assessed. Outcomes are the achieved results of what was learned. They are the evidence that learning has taken place. Outcomes are the abilities or products students have shown after instruction. Outcomes are what teachers well assess. What is student learning outcomes? A student learning outcome is a specific statement that describes the knowledge, skills, abilities, or attitudes that students are expected to learn upon successful completion of a course of study, such as the course, seminar, or certification program. What are the sources of expected student learning outcomes? One is the institution mission statement. So this is a relevant source of student learning expectations. Public schools refer to the public school system mission or state school charter as source of learning outcomes, while private schools are either sectarian or non-sectarian, and their mission may be sourced from their respective religious goals in the case of sectarian schools, or on their founders' philosophy in the case of non-sectarian schools. Second is policies on competencies and standards issued by government education agencies like DepEd, TISDA, or CHED. Third, expected competencies identified by the different profession, business, and industry to ensure that graduates are able to perform as expected on their respective workplaces and or profession. Fourth, the trust and development goals of the national government. These are useful integration in the identified competencies and expectations from all sectors of education. Fifth, international trends and development. This is also considered in identifying and determining student learning outcomes to ensure that graduates' competitiveness in the employment and professional practice abroad. And the basic general education competencies, such as oral and written communication, scientific quantitative reasoning ability, ability to analyze and develop creative solutions, information literacy, both print and electronics. Now, the characteristic of good learning outcomes. There are three major characteristics. 1. Good student learning outcomes are centered on the students. They specify an action by the students and our learners that is observable. They specify an action by the students and our learners that is measurable. They specify an action that is done by the students or learners rather than the faculty members. Number 2 is based on the program mission statement. 3, very well understood by the learners and the teachers. 4, include a spectrum of learning skills from simple to the higher order of application of knowledge and skills. And the last, are measurable. A good student learning outcomes look like the acronym SMART, student-centered, measurable, action-oriented, result-driven, tailored to specific programs. Not too narrow or broad, You assess strong, clear, concrete verbs such as those found in Bloom's taxonomy. So we need to avoid the language, be familiar with, gain an understanding of, or demonstrate knowledge of. We have to use parallel language. Don't mix verb tenses. Choose either future or present and stick with it, such as student must or student must have. Make it clear by when. So end of course or program, or it may be a beginning placement. Make sure that the outcome is measurable. How to assess learning outcomes? It can be assessed through tests, quizzes, examinations, written work, oral presentations, assignments, or portfolio. Now, the process of developing learning outcomes. The main stages of the process, according to Swainey of 2008, first, we need to identify the desired result, that is the outcome. Second, determine acceptable evidence, that is the assessment process. And plan learning experiences and instruction. Importance of the process, identify essential and valued student learning, develop common formative and summative assessment, analyze current levels of achievement, set achievement goals, and share and create lessons and strategies to improve. Thank you for viewing.